Dave Roberts now available. First question's from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead.
Hi, Dave. What made Dustin May the right man for the job in Game 3?
I think that he didn't go. He went 27 pitches a couple of days ago. We just felt that we've always viewed him as a starter, and I'm not sure how long he's going to go. But we just wanted him to we just felt he gave us the best chance to take down some outs tonight. And it's one of those things, Alana, you got all hands on deck and everyone will be ready for their lanes.
Yeah, you had mentioned all hands on deck, and you still have some pretty rested hands and arms, if you will. What a luxury is it to have Tony Gonsolin as well as Julio Urias coming out of that bullpen, depending upon how long Dustin May can go for you?
It's great. It is. And I think the main thing is that, number one, the talent, but also the understanding and the buy-in that each one of these pitchers has in me and the coaches.
Dave, you said last night that you would continue to think about what you're going to do in the ninth inning. Any further thought on how you see Kenley moving forward?
Well, right now, he's pitched 2 days in a row, so he'll be down tonight. And like I said last night, is no one feels worse than Kenley as far as wanting to perform for his team, his teammates. And, our job is to get him back right. And looking back at the video, after that, that Cronenworth at bat was a tough at bat. Then he didn't make some pitches, but up until that point, I thought was really good. And I think for me, we just got to continue to build that confidence in him and know that, whatever that game situation calls for, when his number's called, those outs are valuable, and be ready.
And finally for me, Doc, is Jake McGee okay, and might we anticipate seeing him in this game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Jake's available. Jake's been great. He's one of the leaders of the club, of the pen. And we haven't had a chance to see Flo yet, Petey yet, even Cleric. So we're trying to get these guys in there. Clayton gave us a great start, and we used some other guys, in that first game. So they're fresh. They're ready to go.
Next question from Dave Vassay. Go ahead.
With that being said, Dave, as far as Kenley being down tonight, how will you handle the final 6 outs? Is it matchup based, and is there any one or two guys that you see using at the end of the game tonight?
I think it's more matchup based, and I think that guys are all in a good place physically, and so now we just got to get 27 outs and put our guys in the best position. So I love the options we have, and again, Dave, it just goes to the buy-in from Kenley to everybody in that bullpen, just being ready to take the baseball and go as hard as they can for as long as they can and get outs.
Thank you.
Next question from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Dave, I asked you last week, and I'll ask again. Do you see a physical reason for Kenley's velocity and command to have both dropped off considerably in the last month?
You know what, Bill? I don't know the reason. Just watching some video, I think there were some 93s in there last night, mixed in with some 89. So I think more of the thing is that just the fluctuation of velocity and the lack of consistency with it. And that just speaks to the throw. We're still digging in on it. And with Kenley, I think that regardless of velocity, when he's executing, making quality pitches, he's as good as anybody. But then when you start not executing and missing to the big part of the plate, then it's not as good. So that's something we're constantly trying to figure out.
When you say digging in on it, do you think it's mechanics?
There's mechanics, there's body movement, there's, releasing the baseball and how his hand is and all that stuff that is a lot above my kind of intelligence level, but we have a lot of smart guys working through it.
And can you trust him in a high leverage situation while he's pitching like this?
I think right now, I think certainly leverage matters. I think I'm going to continue to watch the game, talk to the pitching coaches, talk to Kenley. I'm not going to make that decision yet.
He's a very proud man who takes a lot of pride in being the closer. How do you present this to him so that you don't lose him mentally?
No, the thing is that one thing I'm not concerned about is losing Kenley mentally. We have a very good relationship. All he cares about is winning a championship for the city of Los Angeles. And I understand, and I'm very sensitive to what he has accomplished on the baseball field as a closer and as a perennial all-star. But we also have to look in real time and do what's best for the Dodgers. And he understands that. And so, like I said before, when he gets the baseball, I'm going to expect him to get those outs. And that's kind of what I expect. And I know he expects the same.
Is this a sit down you have to have with him?
No, we've talked. We're in a great place.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
If you mentioned the ninth inning or whatever will be matchup based, just wondering, do you notify guys in advance with, like, you might pitch in this part of the game, or do you think that's necessary? Do you think that helps?
I think with our guys, it's more of understanding what hitters are going to get, and whatever the leverage, these guys are ready, whether it's up, down, whether it's 4 or 5 hitters, whether it's the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, 7th, and whenever it is, they'll be ready.
Do you think just the last few years we've seen teams handle their bullpens very strangely, I guess? I mean, the Red Sox did, they pivoted away from Kimbrel, and we saw last year with the Nationals did. Do you think that helps with buy-in and makes guys more comfortable knowing that this might be the approach you guys take?
I do think it makes guys more comfortable. They all are a big part of what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and their buy-in is certainly important. And it obviously gives me the latitude to give guys their best lanes.
And shifting gears a little bit here, you guys have had very little changes in your lineup. Obviously, you mentioned that you guys have fewer platoons this year. Just wondering what kind of impact that has on guys and yourself on and off the field.
On the field, it just makes it a little bit, I just like our matchups, regardless of who we run out there, and the guys that performed to earn that. It makes it a little bit more tough on the opposing manager. Off the field, I can't really speak to what it means off the field. But when we do want to match up, like we got Pagan versus Peterson last night, and Jock took a great at bat, we can still have some matchups that we want. But it's great, and it is nice to pencil guys in. But again, that goes with guys earning that.
Next question is from Jim Alexander. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, one more thing on Kenley. During the middle of the season, it's probably easier to work with a guy and work through things. How much more difficult is it to do so at this time of year when you've got little margin for error?
It is, because I think that when you're talking about the postseason and, the trial run, the regular season, the leash, whatever you want to call it, it's about winning baseball games, and performance now, it's about results, and so everyone in that clubhouse understands that, and it's my job to see that, acknowledge it, whether it's on the position player side, whether it's on the pitching side, and but there's 28 guys in that clubhouse, and we're going to need every single one of those guys if we want to win a championship.
Have you had those hard conversations before in postseason?
They understand it. Yeah, I have. And but the great thing about our guys, Jimmy, is that they understand that the only thing that matters is bringing a championship back to Los Angeles.
Got a question from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Just wondering what went into the decision to start Jock against this lefty tonight, assuming hasn't seen a lot of him. Is there something style-wise that matches up?
Yeah, well, Jock, his last 2 regular season hits are against a lefty. No, but Morahone is a neutral guy. He's actually better against right. It's the change up. And I think that to put Jock in there, it'll just kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for them to navigate their pen and give us a better matchup. I don't expect him to go more than one time through the lineup. So, but we'll see. We still got to go out there and take good at bats. Jock should see him once, but again, I still like Jock against him in this situation.
Okay, last question. Is Trinan available tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have another question from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
It's kind of a silly one, but if you guys are in your road grays, you hit the top of the inning, you take DP second. Does anything else change with the road team here?
No, you know what? It's interesting is, yeah, we're the road team now, but we're getting pretty settled into this clubhouse, and I don't mind putting on the grays. It's still baseball. It'll be a little bit different, but no, we're good.
Next question's from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, I know this is the first time you guys have had family around during the games, but is there anything particular about this ballpark? It seems like you guys are closer to where your friends and loved ones might be than like a normal ballpark, just given how it's set up.
I think personally for me to see my wife and daughter down the first base line, it's great. I know the coaches and the players feel the same, and everyone in their Dodger blue, and just to know that we're sharing the same space. I mean, it's just great. And hopefully we can continue to advance and get more fans and get more loud and boisterous. But yeah, Eric, to have our families with us in the bubble is fantastic.
Thank you.
Got time for one more. Go ahead, Michael.
There it is. Hey, Dave. I've been meaning to ask you this for the last week, and I guess it's still relevant now with all the bullpen questions you're getting today. I believe I saw you're the first manager to make the postseason in each of your first 5 seasons, so belated congratulations on that. But I want to ask you, what's the most important thing you've learned over those past 5 playoff experiences? And if you could go back to 2016 before your first NLDS series with the Nationals that year, what advice would you give yourself about managing the playoffs?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. And hopefully I'm continuing to learn. I know we've got very good players that the organization has put in front of us and surrounded me and the coaches with. And it's just about continuing to put guys in the best position to have success, remain positive, see good things happening, rely on a lot of different things. I've got a lot of different voices and things coming at me, and just try to still get as much clarity as possible. And I guess keep my kind of emotions as level as possible. Last night was a prime example where there was a little exchange and just trying to get our guys to recalibrate and refocus. So yeah, Michael, it's been a great fun run up to this point, and I'm enjoying and still learning every day.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.